All right, welcome back to the channel, folks. Look, today we are gonna go play in some dirt, play in the habitat. Y'all have been loving it, so I'm gonna keep giving it to you. If y'all want more of this stuff, make sure you follow along. But look, it's not gonna do us any good to work on habitat here with the legislation that is changing or proposed to be changed in Washington, D.C. right now. Look, right now, the prairie pothole region is under fire. They are looking to roll back protections on the wetlands that make the ducks, right? And y'all know we can disagree on every other aspect of duck hunting, but we can't disagree that making less ducks is a good thing. In the prairie pothole region, it's in trouble because if they roll these protections back for the wetlands in the prairie pothole region, then we're just not going to have as much habitat to make baby ducks. And that is what we're here for. Look, you know, the other thing is, like, the stuff that's already protected that they're trying to take away from us is stuff that we've already paid for through our duck stamps, through tax dollars, through Pittman-Robertson dollars. All that is what paid to protect these wetlands. And now they're saying, no, we're gonna open that up a little bit. No, let's not open that up. Do like I've done. Head on over to ducks.org, www.ducks.org, sign the petition and leave a comment. And that way our legislators know, hey, this isn't okay, guys. Like, ducks are facing enough struggles. Let's not take their breeding grounds away from them. Check it out. But let's get in this Realtree Chevrolet and let's go have some fun and let's play in the dirt as soon as I unlock it. That's right. I'm like everybody else you see these days. They hold that up like it's a real microphone. Y'all do know these things are like clipped to you, right? I'm just driving down the road. I wasn't expecting to open the video yet, but welcome back to the channel. More duck stuff, y'all. More duck stuff. It is hot, buddy. It is hot. But good news about the heat is it's dry. So we are really starting to dry out and able to work a lot of the stuff we haven't been able to work. So this right here, you see this all dirt right here. We left. If you look out there, there's green. That's all native stuff. So that's all barnyard grass, millets, which is a, you know, springle top, all the kind of good native stuff. And then where it's dirt is where we had to come in and reclaim. So we just planted that yesterday with Jap millet. So this is a rest area. It's right on the road to the camp. We don't hunt it. There's not a duck blind, so just big rest spot so people coming in can see ducks and stuff like that. But if you look right here close to the road, you'll see a lot of the wild stuff coming up. There's a bunch of barnyard that ain't quite, the head's still like this. It ain't branched out yet, but it's all along the edge here. Not the purple flower, that's Brazilian vervain. So, but on the other side of it, good standard barnyard grass. With the wet summer we had up until now, you know, it made it really tough on our dove stuff. So we put it on the high spot here, but there's no, it'd be all right, go off in a second. We put it on the high spot here, but we really don't have a high spot. So with it so wet, we just kind of lost the battle with the grasses and the weeds and our sunflowers for doves. So you can see a bunch of coffee bean out there mixed in, but you kind of get up here, you can start seeing sunflowers a little bit. They're ready to be cut. We planted them a little early, so now they're just drying. So starting here, the next week or so, we'll start mowing strips in the sunflowers for doves. Just kind of going through this stuff as we drive by it in the truck, so we don't have to do it in the four-wheeler. But yeah, we just lost the battle. You know, it happens. Not the first battle we've lost, not the only battle we've even lost this year. We're going to address that here in a little bit. But, you know, doves will still use it. So we'll mow it, burn it, get it ready for dove hunting. So we got plenty of seeds out there. They made good enough, but when the grasses come, they kind of choke out everything else. And so our seed heads aren't that big, but, and let's face it, dove hunting in Louisiana ain't great anyway. So, out of all the places I've dove hunted, I'd argue that it's the worst. But you can have good hunts, but it's just, you never like can continue to go places and kill them. It's crazy. But that's kind of it on the drive in. We're gonna go look at some other stuff we've been working on. Straight habitat. There's old B. Radley. Look at Bradley. He got a look about him, son. You know, I'm happy when people quit smoking, but I sure wish he'd start again. I miss seeing a pack of cigarettes and a Zippo in his front pocket. I really do. You know, it was kind of like, you know, kind of like your grandpa. You know, you just kind of got used to it, and then it's gone. So, you know, good for him, but every now and then I wish he'd at least like buy a pack of candy cigarettes or something. But let's get out. Let's go see this stuff. Let's go see what we've been working on. Lots of good stuff. Always like looking down in that water, see if I see a bass. Been a long time since I seen one, buddy. I've been working back here, really trying to know my way around it. Been here for almost 20 years, and you get something new, I get turned around back here, man. You don't want to walk too far out there. But it's a cool spot. There's a little lizard here. There's a female here. She, that's probably her right there making all them bubbles. See them? I bet that's her. She'll probably pop up here in a second. She going this way. I see her bubbles. She about to pop her head up right there by that lily pad. I think she's up now. She just right behind that lily pad. She tried to eat my frog too, heifer. But she ain't very big. She's like 5-6 footer. I wasn't worried about her. The only bites I had in this hole, they all had teeth. I had about a 6-pound grinnell. Missed my frog. He come all the way out the water and had some gar snap at it. I got a gar right up to the bank. He got off. Lucky for him, because he was about to be a dry land gar if I'd have got my hands on him. But yeah, this is all new to us. It was new last year, but it was so late in the year we really didn't get to fool with nothing. So I'm just trying to learn it all. You never stop learning.
Is this something you're gonna like hunt the edges of, or is this just gonna be used as a resting?
No, I ain't hunting this gar. Mainly because I don't know what the end game will be with this. Really and truly, what we need to do is knock this levee down in about half, because it's way too big. It's too tall, but it's too narrow. So need to come in here with a dozer and knock it down and widen it out so that you don't feel like you're about to die when you're riding around it. Like, I do not like riding this big one around it, but I mean, there's plenty of room. You can't look at nothing. You gotta keep your eyes on the road. Like, there's no riding and looking on this levee, or otherwise you're gonna end up there drowning, or you're gonna end up there turned over with a bike on top of your head. So yeah, this ain't for distracted drivers here. Do not, I repeat, do not ride on this sucker with clay. That boy stay a distracted driver, and I gotta come cut this levee because I'm tired of this stuff hitting my windshield. But that can wait for a little bit cooler time. You can see stage 1 is mowing. We'll go back here, find us a shade tree, and we'll get out and talk, even though I hate to get out this air conditioner. But I can't show you nothing from inside the cab. that wasp nest right over there. Best believe I remember where that was. Oh man, but this is the new project, so this has been so wet. Rawr. Egrets. So wet, you can still see it's a little wet down here. We can walk down here. That we ain't been able to get in here till right now. So step one is to come with a skid steer and a grapple and get all the limbs up so you're not just constantly shearing pins on bush hogs. So I cleared some stuff. We were able to come in and mow. Now both tractors are broke. Typical, right? Just typical stuff. Steering cylinder in one, speed sensor in another. So stuff is above our pay grade to fix. But yeah, so now it's just time to mow it and see what we got. Right now what we got is trash for the most part. I mean, some of this stuff is okay duck food, but it's really just not very good. Like this stuff right here, you see, this right here is duck potato. This is a, what they call beaked, like a bird beak sedge. Remember, you can come feel them, feel the stalk. Sedges have edges, rushes are just smooth, but you can feel the stem of them, and if it feels kind of like a triangle, sedges have edges. So if you're wanting to learn more about wetland plants, that's easy. Well, you can see, you know, the bane of all of our existence, friggin' coffee bean. So not a lot of desirable native stuff right now. Part of that is because it's so wet. So now that it's drying out, the reason we're mowing it is hopefully we get grasses to come back, right? So hopefully we get your wild millets, springle tops, other panic grasses, like stuff that produce a lot of seeds, annuals, throw off a ton of seeds per acre, and you got some good food. You know, you can see here's one piece of wild millet right here coming up. In case y'all want to know what it looks like. That's barnyard grass. So another one right there. So there is a little bit in here, it's just not very much. But hopefully when we come in here and mow, disturb the soil, we'll change that, right? I'm afraid what we're gonna get is a thicket full of those guys though. Coffee bean. So we'll see. Coffee bean's good. I mean, it's quick. So the grasses are gonna have to kick it in high gear to get ahead of it. So we'll see, but you know, we're just kind of mowing this stuff back here, leaving a lot of edge habitat, leaving a lot of, you know, in a perfect world, cut down them persimmon trees, but you know, we like deer too. So we leave deer. You can kind of see the old bottom that runs through here. There's some big cypresses back here behind us. So you can kind of look at stuff and know where it's wet, where it's not. And the biggest thing, like, this is a great time of year for you public guys, or maybe you're new or something like that. If you're scouting for ducks on public ground, maybe you're new, maybe you just moved somewhere and you're wanting to know what's wet, where's it wet, but it's been in a drought or whatever, and there's no water. How am I gonna know? Well, it's easy, man. Go look at the vegetation. If you see vegetation like this stuff right here, duck potato, sedges, coffee bean, you know that that's a wet area, right? Super wet. So you know, with it being wet, it will probably be the first to get water. It's gonna be deeper. So if you're hunting early season, you get a big rain, you know that these spots should have water in them. Or if it's gonna freeze and you've got a lot of water, you'll know that that's the deepest spot, so maybe you can keep a hole. So you can scout for ducks in the summertime. Like, don't think you gotta wait for duck season to learn more about ducks and duck habitat. In fact, I mean, I learn way more doing this kind of stuff than I do once ducks are there. Once ducks are there, it's pretty easy, right? You just go set up and you kill them. I mean, it ain't that hard, but this can take care of a lot of guesswork for you if you'll just spend some time out here while it's dry-ish. I'm not going to keep walking because I know that that's really wet, because obviously I've already been through there. So but that's just kind of what we're doing, man. We're reclaiming it and trying to do the best we can. Again, we're just trying to get some dirt showing, get some new grasses to pop up. You know, I don't think we'll plant this. We're going to leave this all native. If you stop and look, at the oak trees, which I was out here yesterday with binoculars, and we're going to have a pretty good acorn crop. There's a bunch of little acorns. So the really wet early summer apparently is good for acorn production. You know, and so especially on the red oaks really look good. So we should have a lot of wood duck food, a lot of water oak, a lot of willow oak acorns. You know, kind of the bigger white oaks that are out in here don't look so great as far as acorns are concerned, so the deer are probably going to be pretty bummed. But, and you can see right here, I have a soft spot for a cypress tree, so I left these young cypresses. Something in me, I don't know if it's working for Phil for 20 years or what, but God, freaking leopard frog, man. You wasn't supposed to come running out of there. But this is kind of a little bit higher spot, so these cypresses are here growing on this knoll right by themselves, so, you know, leave them here. If they become a problem, we'll take them out, but I don't think they will. They kind of follow this low too. You see, again, you see big cypresses. So this is just kind of the lowest of the low right through here. And then, but what we're doing on the skid steer, we can go right over here. I can show you. Now this is where them wasp was, but I destroyed their nest, so it ain't that big of a deal. But you can see, like from that ice storm, we're still cleaning up. We ain't nowhere near done. But just taking the big limbs and kind of getting them up, pushed up against the edge so that we can mow, so that we're not constantly shearing pins on a bush hog and having to stop down and change that. Tractor breakdowns are bad enough. You don't need your cutters to break down too. So try to take it easy on our equipment. And those act as like good little natural blinds, if you want to call it. Like you can get behind that stuff and hide from a duck. I don't know that I'll ever stand right here and try to shoot a duck, but it's here, it's available for somebody. And I love playing on a skid steer. So, but you can see I just kind of went through all this stuff and did that. So it's ready to be mowed as soon as we get a mowing tractor back up and running. Because for the most part, this is just a bunch of bull crap. This stuff right here, trash, trash, trash. Like just not a lot of good duck stuff. But you do have to be careful because I've run off a few fawns laying out here in this stuff. So time of year baby deer, they don't really know just yet that they should be scared of us. So they'll let you get uncomfortably close on a piece of heavy equipment. And so I had one try to get in the skid steer with me. I was like, you little heifer.
Last thing you was Johnny D's neighbor making a post about you.
Yeah, you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need all the tender hearts. But I mean, you can see like there's some, not duck food, but you can maybe kill some doves back here if you want to. Got some goat weed out here in it. Got a little bit of stuff, foxtail, but for the most part, it's just trash, man. It is just not desirable forbs. Forbs and broadleafs, that's foxtail millet. It's not native here, but it's naturalized, so it's not really considered invasive, but ducks will eat it, a little tiny seed, teal, woodies. If it's all you got, it's all you got, and there's worse things you could have. So, but you know, we'll knock down a lot of these broadleafs, hit it with some 2,4-D, you know, and pray we don't grow a third nipple. So this is another one, more of the same. We are just now able to get in here and mow, so it's all somewhat freshly mown. You can tell we even pushed the envelope. There's some ruts with water in them all around us. But we hunted here twice last year, or at least I did. I hunted once right there on that point with some sheriffs. We shot a bunch of woodies and like a shoveler or something goofy. And then I hunted with the duck boys, Jacob and John Luke, over here. And we shot them pretty good, actually. We killed like 15 or so. I may or may not have killed my 6, but you know, I should. So, but the so this is just kind of a different spot. I call this like the Grove because it's just like a big, wide open. I don't know why you would do this in the middle of woods. We didn't do this. This is just what happened, and so we're having to make the best of what we got. Right? Chicken salad, chicken crap, that whole story. And that's kind of what we're doing. So the thoughts are to let this grow up, because this is where the ducks wanted to go. Well, the problem with that is, especially from a filming perspective, there's no great way to get their approach, right? So trying to force them into an area where we can get them on camera a little better. So trying to, you know, come out here, like that way we can get you, you know, depending on what you got, north wind coming from here. Hopefully they line up and come just like that. South wind coming from here. Hopefully they line up and come just like that. So it's just kind of, you know, letting it do its thing. We're gonna let like some of this stuff just come back natural and kind of shrink this stuff down. While all the while mowing, you know, just doing good wildlife habitat stuff. Like you don't need a big pasture, so we'll spot cut and do things. But again, another spot that's probably not gonna get anything, you know, millet takes 90 days roughly to make a good seed head. So you look at the date, we're running up on it. So, you know, it is what it is. But we get to duck hunt, man. So it'll be fine. We were in a drought and we were able to like run through this stuff. And then boom, it got wet. So that's the way weather tends to go this year. And so we just got behind. So, you deal with what you got and call it good. But I would say before all of this is said and done, y'all keep following me. You're gonna see us go out through these woods here with like a mulcher on the skid steer and start underbrushing a lot of this stuff and trying to get some light from the canopy down in there where it's closed, maybe even spot cutting some trees to open things up, right? Just to kind of open up the world a little bit. The ice storm did a great job of that actually, but now we got to clean all that up. So like if you break into those woods right there, it's a nightmare. Like you just go 10 yards into it, you're like, oh crap. And we got a lot of undesirables around the edges of this too. So like there's Chinese tallow trees. I've been knocking them down as I can get to them. You know, so, but we'll get it figured out. We're still figuring this out. This spot gets really deep for some reason. So deep water and woods is okay, but like if you're gonna plant food, you don't need it deep. You want it shallow so they can come here and eat. But if you don't want to hunt hungry ducks, which I don't really like hunting hungry ducks. I like hunting full ducks, let them go feed somewhere else and come back in here to lay up. But you do like to put a little food in here. The woodies love it in here. Even teal, shovelers, they love it. So anymore, man, you know, it is what it is. You can tell that over there super low with the vegetation and the trees. So then it just kind of gets higher as it goes this way. But, you know.
You mentioned the millet and the timing of planting and all. Like, I guess the question I'm trying to ask, like, what would be perfect best case scenario? Like, what's your most consistent, like, if you, in the South at least, you plant this works by this time, ducks love it?
We generally like to have everything, for those of you that may want to know this, if you're planting stuff for ducks, in the South, Louisiana especially, we like to have everything planted by July 4th. Most of it takes that long to mature, produce a good seed head. You're generally kind of wet here, May and June, you know, the whole April showers bring May flowers and all that stuff. Like, so generally that time you're kind of wet, so you get good germination. It comes up pretty quick. And then, you know, then it's just a battle against the army worms and stuff like that, which is pretty easy. I mean, as long as you can check it every day or have somebody check it every day, you won't get wiped out by the army worms. But generally July 4th is a good cutoff. You can push it till August, and we have, but August, man, you just never know, because it's like you could go into another drought. Like a lot of times in the South, it's super dry August and September, super dry, super hot. So even if you get it to come up good, it's just hard to keep it alive then, without just like flash flooding it with stuff. And then also the further you go, then the crops come out of the field, so then the army worms really come. So if your stuff's not up and established, like they can come in and just, this place will look better than it was bush hogged if the army worms would get here. So it's just kind of a July 4th, that means come October, it's laying down already. So when you flood it, you can just go right over the top of it. If it's still standing, you know, you can't, if you plant it, you can't touch it. So you get one trail in, one trail out, and that's it. So that's why we try to go native as much as we can so that we can mow it down like this. We can show as much water as we want to. And we put our food in places we don't necessarily hunt. So that's just kind of, and where we don't want to hunt. Like my crew here, we just don't hunt fields anymore. Like we like to be in here close with them. And if that ain't working, we'll stay at home. Like it's not that big of a deal. So let them have the fields and then we'll hunt in this kind of stuff. This, and y'all know my favorite's WRP. So like little short trees, that's my favorite. But yeah, July 4th is a great cutoff date. But if you get dealt a bad hand and you have to push it to August, you can. Again, this year I don't think we got to worry about it with old Super El Nino, which that's something ICE could do. Go get rid of Super El Nino instead of getting rid of the ones down there at the Honduran Mart. Like, man, that stuff's good. Y'all ever have one of them pupusas, man? Don't take them boys home. They good, man. We'll sit in here on this one. It's hot out there, man. Plus, there's really nothing to show other than, so this is a hole, y'all see me hunt. I don't know, well, this is my dad's tree. It's right over there. There ain't no reason none of us need to cry on this hot July day. But we've hunted it a lot, but what we decided to do this year is we're leaving the middle of the hole native. So you see it's all neck high, we ain't touched it yet. And there's some food out there, some panic grasses, some foxtail, a little bit of volunteer millet. But we're leaving the middle high so we can mow it and have slick water in the middle of the hole. And then this ring of green around the outside that looks so good is Jap millet. So you can see we've already cut our one trail in, so I'm gonna ride over it here in a minute, but I want to stop and tell you why we're doing what we're doing. And so yeah, the edges will be solid duck food. And then the middle will be slick water. We'll come through here and mow that, get it down to slick water so our decoys look good. Don't have to have a ton of water, especially because ducks love this hole early in the year. So yeah, that's kind of the setup on this hole. And really everything on this side is all set up the same. We did that specifically, we were able to get it dry quick. So if you got the time, do it, right? And so you can tell this millet has been planted for about 3 weeks, right before July 4th. So just like we were talking about earlier. And you can tell it's already up, what, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 inches in spots. So it's looking good. We're on the right track, but you got to check it. This is a stage, boys. You got to check it every day for army worms. Come out here and make sure you don't see it moving. If you see it moving, you got to come back with a sprayer real quick like. So otherwise they'll mow this crap down to dirt. So, but we'll keep on trucking. Well, I bet there's a wasp nest in there. But it's looking good, man. We pulling levees right here. So this is a new project. We teal hunted out here last year, but didn't really have a great way to control the water. So we had a guy come shoot it with lasers and everything and say, here's where you need to pull your levees. So that's what we're doing. We got a guy whose job and expertise is pulling levees. So that's what he's out there doing. You can see he's already made the first pass with the plow. So he'll have to do that a handful more times to get us a levee that'll hold water. But this is the main levee, and then he's going to put us another one down here so that we can control when and how we flood all this stuff. So it's just a cool little project, but I don't want to pull up on him out there and make him stop what he's doing. So I'm just we're looking at it from afar, but this will probably be where we teal hunt again. If I had to guess, it's rice. We planted rice out here, y'all. Rice, baby. And you know what I've learned in this whole deal, y'all? We are not farmers. We're not. We're really good at growing weeds, but that's about it. We're not actual crops. We're not great at it. So that's okay. Sometimes the most important thing you can know is what you're not good at rather than what you're good at. So
We aren't farmers.
Yeah. We are farmers. We are pinot mallards. We are not farmers, no matter how much they try to speak it into existence that we are, but we're not. But had an early drawdown, so you can't see through these willow trees. I'll try to pull down on this other road. Got some good smartweed out there. Good, big, 6 foot tall smartweed. What's crazy to think about is in a couple of weeks, we're gonna be seeing blue-winged teal here. That's what's wild, man. So there's you some good smartweed right there. Look how tall that is. You see that old pink flower sticking up out there? Ooh wee. That is some good smartweed. That's what an early drawdown does for you folks. We didn't touch nothing on that. All we did was took the water off of it super early. And we got all them free groceries. Ain't that something? We can mow that whole thing if we want to. We won't, but we could. And got plenty of good willows for brush here too. There probably ain't even a 12-foot alligator over here to my left. Oh, there he is though, buddy. This is where the big ones live. The big ones. That other one's a big ones, but this is where the great big ones live. We selling alligator hunts? No, I'm kidding. I mean, Clay probably would, because we tired. Oh yeah, you can really see that smartweed there. Ooh wee, look at that. Y'all. Look how tall that stuff is. Man. You know I'm proud of it if I let Jared roll that window down and let this cold air conditioning out of here. God. It looks good though. That's great. Great duck groceries right there, y'all. You can't draw that up no better if you wanted to.
So you were telling me the other day, I think there's 2 different colors to the top, like 2 different.
Yes, there's 2 different smartweeds. One's pink and one's white. And one's not even, most people don't even call it smartweed. They call it water pepper. Apparently if you take the seeds out of it, it's got a real peppery taste. I don't know, I've never harvested it. Especially I ain't never ate it. So, but one's an annual and one's a perennial. So like this pink smartweed, there's some right there by the rig, so you can really see the color of it. But it is an annual. So annuals produce generally 5 to 10 times more seeds per acre because their life depends on it, right? They're annual. They come back every year. Where a perennial doesn't put all its effort into seed production because it knows that it's good year after year after year after year. So when in doubt on duck food, especially, go with annuals because they want to produce a bunch of seeds because their life depends on it. So, but that's it. Pink, Pennsylvania smartweed, and then the other one is common or water pepper. So, and you'll see like the pink is like super tall and bushy. The white a lot of times is short and got a little bitty flower on it. So, I mean, if you got it, it's not terrible, but try to get this, is what I'm saying. Whew, all right, man, it's hot down here in the south, but man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sure you've seen me. I got the poncho shirt on. Look, want to take this time to let you guys know. Head on over to ponchooutdoors.com. Check it out. We all know Poncho's got the button ups. They got the performance polos, but what you may not know is they got an awesome line of graphic tees that are built out of some of the best materials on earth, man. Like, you stay cool, you can work in them. So if you feel weird about working in a button up, you know, like, you don't have to, just wear a t-shirt like this one. But check them out, scan this QR code right here, click the link below. Poncho Outdoors, baby, stay outdoors. For now, we're gonna get hydrated.